Okay, so we finally have some pretty dope endgame info for Wonderlands, and basically what we're talking about is going to be called the Chaos Chamber. Basically, it's a set of three randomized dungeons with like three different rooms that change each time you run it. So it's like you're not going to get stale of seeing the same old enemies and stuff like that, okay? Over here it says at their most basic, a normal Chaos Chamber run is randomized challenge that should take around 20 to 30 minutes to complete. Your path through the dungeon goes like this: three randomized dungeons, you'll clear out a number of enemies, you'll fight a mini boss, followed by three more dungeon rooms, and then finally a full-on main boss, and then like as the grand finale. Cool. Now this is the way this works is actually pretty cool. Each time you complete a room that isn't like immediately before a boss fight, you'll open two portals that give you a degree of choice of what you'll encounter in the next room. You have 3 lives to make it to the end of said dungeon. Lose them all, your run's over, but you still keep all your loot, which is dope. Completing a Chaos Chamber runs is a great way to farm for loot once you finish the main story, but it's even more important for those of you who are looking to min-max your gear and assemble all the pieces of your perfect character build. By successfully beating a Chaos Chamber, you'll earn moon orbs. This is an in-game currency you can spend on the enhancement reroller. So look at that, dude. We're not gonna have to wait over a year to get the anointment reroll machine. And the way also anointment rerolls and enchantment rerolls was what they are in Wonderlands. Enchantments in this game are not nearly as influencing on a weapon as they are in Borderlands 3. There's never going to be 100%, 150% extra damage, 200%, 300 over 90, nothing crazy like that. It's just like small little minute buffs that could still help you, but they're not going to be like absolutely required, I need it. One important to note though is that every time you re-roll the same enchanted weapon or piece of gear, it's going to cost more and more, so it's exponentially going to increase. So just keep that in mind. We'll see how like quickly absurdly it gets after like the 6th or 7th time, depending. We'll just gotta see how the economy works for moon orbs. So we also have crystals. This is like the main thing you want to collect in here. Moon orbs are in-game currency after a Chaos Chamber run. However, crystals are the most important during your run. You pick up crystals in a variety of ways during your run. The most satisfying method is also the most consistent: smashing a crystalline rainbow glowing die that spawns when you completed a room and opened up the portal to the next. Basically, all those little rainbow, little spewing, like little lasers that we were seeing in all the trailers, that's basically what that is. So yeah, keep that important. The crystals are very important. You need to go about and get it. Originally, you could interact. Oh, wait, my bad. I'm gonna go a little bit further up. So the room completion reward went through so many different iterations. In the beginning, it was just a chest, then one with a dice, because the fantasy of the game is about tabletop role playing. You could interact with the dice to stop them from rolling. If you got a 20, you get better gear. If you had a say rolled an 8, okay, but they felt that was too random. That would have been pretty insane. Could you imagine going through all that and then you roll a low dice and get shit loot? That would have. So crystals will impact how many rewards you get at the end of the Chaos Chamber run. The more crystals, the better. So it's crucial that you snag up as many of them as you can. You can amass bonus crystals by completing a optional side. It's going to be on the right hand side of your screen, and it's going to have a little plus under like the main objective, which is like clear room or something like that. You'll have a little bonus one, which will give you bonus crystals. So make sure if you can try and do that, that'll be very important. Once again, dude, we're all going to see this whenever the game actually launches. You can amass bonus crystals by completing optional side. I literally just read that. Also, you always start off with 0 crystals at the start of a dungeon, and they don't carry over between runs, so just keep that in mind. And here's how you use said crystals. So blessings on blessings. This is basically over the course of a Chaos Chamber run, you're going to stumble upon some altars that offer unique buffs called blessings, right? If you fork over enough crystals to activate the altar, you'll receive a blessing that applies for the remainder of your run, with the subsequent altars costing more to activate as a consequence. Blessings are stackable and can be as straightforward as increased critical damage or ammo capacity through others may completely change up your playstyle. Dude, there's gonna be Speed Demon in there. I can't wait to get the Speed Demon buff for just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Blessings to your passive skills can also be imbued by the Queen Blood Stallion herself if you choose one of her portals at the end of an encounter. The 2 portals that spawn in when you've beaten a room come in 4 different varieties. Crystal die that rewards more crystals, a Blood Stallion's favor that by a helpful blessing, a gear die that awards you new loot when you beat the encounter, that's pretty cool, and an added layer of challenge in the form of a new curse. The last one is perfect for those who like living dangerously. Alright, let's read more about these curses, because this is going to be something, this instantly just screams like skulls from Halo. Alright, so curses are a polar opposite of blessing. Really? I didn't know that. Debuffs for you or your boons for your enemies that last for the rest of the Chaos Chamber run that make it harder for you to survive. Okay, that sounds about right. Cool. There's 3 tiers of curses, easy, medium, and hard. Keep that in mind. By taking curse, you'll be rewarded with extra crystals, I would hope so, in exchange for the amped up difficulty. Yes, sir. And some of the easy curses might even benefit you, kind of similar to the level 1 or tier 1 mayhem modifiers. You know, that's where like Speed Demon is, more than okay Boomer, Galaxy Brain. That's what like these easy curses could be. In my opinion, the hardest curse is Break It Up, whichever gives your enemies increased damage via higher firing rate and accuracy whenever they're near each other, says Kent. There you go. So that could be pretty cool. Not if they instantly get incinerated, but you know. And here's a nice little big one. If you're glutton for punishment, you can even spend some of your hard-earned crystals before you enter to make the next encounter elite, which makes the enemies in the next room much more difficult. In return, the loot they drop will be improved should you actually manage to make it through alive. This might be some like the top tier, like where builds are truly tested. See how fast you can get through something like this. Cannot wait for that. Cannot wait. After you've gone through all this chaotic greatness in the chamber, baby, take it on blessings, curses at your dedication, and put the smack down on the best down on the final boss. You deserve some worthy rewards. Yes. All the treasure awaits you in the Loot of Chaos area you're transported to after defeating the last boss, with a chest of full desirable loot for the taking, but for dedicated loot grinders. The real Chaos Chamber payout might be hiding in the bellies of the spinned, slightly disturbing rabbit statues that line in the room. Yeah, dude, these little guys. And then this is also pretty cool that I like. So above like the little statues in here, there's gonna be like a little gun symbol that's hovering above it. You know, SMG, assault rifle, rings, amulets, you know, etc. You get the point. By feeding a statue some of the crystals you've accumulated over your run, you can make it barf up a random piece of loot from its respective loot type. That's dope. In a way, you kind of can, you know, focus where you want to get, like, what you want from that run. So, like, could you imagine, like, in, like, the Malawan takedown, if you're a new player, you really wanted the Kibsworth, you beat Wotan, and you could, like, choose to shoot one of his legs that would only drop SMGs? I don't know, dude. I think that's really, really cool, though, that you kind of have a way to focus on what you want, to cut back on a little bit of RNG, which is always nice. So they even mention here through this method you have the means to chase after the best items for certain gear slots while enjoying the random madness inherent to the Chaos Chamber. I like that, dude. I think this is very, very cool and a great addition to the game. I like that a lot. It's gonna allow people to like feel like they're making progress on like min-maxing their build and stuff like that, dude, with like, you know, especially rings and your amulet slots. That's gonna be super dope. So here's the last little bit. Besides all the loot spawning rep statues, something else you can enjoy after a successful completion of the Chaos Chamber is a victory screen jam-packed with info that recaps your run. That's cool. I can see how much damage I did throughout the entire run. I cannot wait. Oh, dude, yes. Just yes, dude. This is kind of like Outriders had this at the end of their expeditions. You can see how much did what damage, what source was doing the most damage. So it kind of allowed you to recap and review yourself and review your build. So like, let's say you're trying to get, I don't know, dude, you're trying to have the most spell damage, that's where you're really trying to center, and then you look back at your run and you see that your spell damage was like your 3rd highest, and like, that doesn't make sense. What the fuck's going on? It could allow you to really review yourself, find holes in your build, and I think it's just very good. I love when games like this have this. It just allows me to, you know, really analyze the data, brother. You know, overall look at your offense and defensive stats per weapon kills, war damage taken, blessings and curses you took on. Dude, I'm just saying, I cannot wait to run one of these these chaos chambers. Literally just get all 3 of the hardest curses, make the final boss elite, and one-shot him with something. And then all jokes aside, though, that eventually will happen, probably by lazy first. But I cannot wait to hop in one of those chaos chambers with just 3 hard modes. If you're wondering on this Fate Maker build truly reigns supreme, you can see where you stand thanks to the featured runs in the Chaos Chamber. Each featured run will be available for a week to all players, and that particular run is seeded, so it'll always be the same. You can rerun it, and the same elements will always spawn in the same place. The side objectives will all be the same. Very cool, dude. This is if y'all have a build, you know, you're talking that smack, this is where you're gonna test it and run it, because this, you know, this is the featured run, so it's not gonna have any RNG. It's gonna be the same every single time. I like that. Dude, this Chaos Chamber sounds like such a good idea. Also, it says total crystals that you collected throughout the run will be shown. Also includes a quick overview of your entire character build, dope, including your 2 multi-class selections, skill point and hero point distribution, and even the rarity of all the gear you brought into the battle. I hope it's not talking about inventory stuff that I didn't even use, because I do just be sitting on a full box of a full backpack, perfect for an all-in-one screenshot to share with your pals and or on your socials. Thank you for making thumbnails easier, man. Oh, I can already see them now. And then they also have a little side note talking about leaderboard. So on the victory screen for featured runs, we will have little icons letting you know if you rank highly for certain parameters, how quickly you completed the run, how difficult it was based on any curses that you picked up, and how many crystals you've collected. It makes for a nice little community feature. And you can see, oh, I managed to be top 100 for the fastest completions of that featured run. It's a great way to compare builds among friends and compete to see who can be the fastest or most difficult to finish on a run. Only thing about this is just hackers or modders just literally just spawning in a modded gun that literally just does like a trillion damage per shot or something dumb like that, just one shots everything. Hopefully they can find a way to find those types of runs and be like, bruh, no. So this is actually real people with real builds and stuff like that, putting in the work. But yeah, anyways, thank y'all so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. This stuff sounds so great. Under 3 weeks left. My name's Kree. See you on the next one. Peace out.